Maldives collects over 500,000 rupiah as financial assistance to flood-hit Pakistan. Maldivian government has also announced a 3 million rupees grant to Pakistan. Adalat Party, the first to initiate fundraising campaign, says they have made a total of over 300,000 rupiah so far. Islands across the country are also running aid donation campaigns throughout. Adalat is handling financial campaigns in 4 locations across Malé in addition to 3 locations in Formula. Also, the party says cash deposits could now be made to the BML account number 7701-2706-97001. Adalat stated that they are now working to open SMS donations via Diragu and Watania. Also, Billabong International School Malé donated 30,000 to Pakistan. In a special meeting held in the Pakistani High Commission, the donations were handed over to Pakistan by Secondary Coordinator Muhammad Rashid, while the aid was received on behalf of the Pakistani government by the High Commissioner to Maldives, Ali Akhtar Sulheri. The donations were made by students, teachers, admin staff and parents. The donations were initiated by the Islamic Club of Billabong. Donation programs were also initiated in Ba Kudarikulu. Donations could be made at 3 locations in the island, while the Kudarikulu Aquaringe Gulung has donated cash received for fish catch from 2 boats. The target of the club is to donate a minimum of $1,000. Rastu of North Ariatol as well initiated a donation campaign. The campaign was initiated by Rastu Island Chief Abdul Shukur Muhammad. In addition to Rastu, Nuru Kudafari as well began collection of donations to Pakistan. The program would run in this region till the 7th of September, aiming to collect 50,000 rupiah. A senior United Nations official has called on the global community to urgently step up its response to the floods that have struck Pakistan. Louis George Arsenault, Director of Emergency Operations for UNICEF in New York, described the lack of support as quite extraordinary. The humanitarian crisis was the largest in decades. Mr. Arsenault spoke as the International Monetary Fund was due to start talks with Pakistani officials in Washington. The talks on Monday will allow the IMF to assess how best to help. It says the floods that have struck Pakistan pose a massive economic challenge and it will review the country's budget and financial problems. The UN says it has raised close to 70% of the $460 million it called for in its emergency appeal. Some $54 million are in uncommitted pledges and $263 million are resources available now. In the UK, relief agencies have said public donors have given £29 million. They also said the international response has been slow to build up, but that they had received more donations in the second week than the first week, which was rarely seen in appeals. Tens of thousands of people have fled a threatened flood surge 3 weeks after heavy monsoon rains first hit the country, with the south now bearing the brunt. In other international news, hospitals in the Philippine capital Manila say 6 out of 15 Chinese tourists have been killed as police stormed their bus to end a day-long hostage-taking by a dismissed policeman. Police said earlier the hostage-taker was killed on Monday evening. The Manila hospital says 5 hostages were brought here, 2 of them dead on arrival and 3 alive without injuries. The Philippine General Hospital said 2 hostages were brought in alive. Earlier, police officer Rodrigo Marinho cited the Filipino driver who escaped moments before the police surrounded the bus as saying that the hostage-taker, identified as 55-year-old former senior inspector Rolando Mendoza, had opened fire at the tourists. The gunman earlier released 9 hostages, leaving 15 inside, and demanded his job back to free the rest. According to newspaper reports from 2008, he was among 5 officers charged with robbery, extortion and 3 grave threats after a Manila hotel chef filed a complaint alleging the policeman falsely accused him of using drugs to extort money.